Dear learners, I welcome all of you to this presentation. I am Dr. Manorama Tripathi, working as a librarian at Jawaharlal Nehru University. Today we'll be talking about library records. Learners, you must be knowing that there are certain procedures, certain rules, certain steps which need to be followed while staff or employees are working in any department. Staff or employees cannot start working abruptly or haphazardly. There are certain procedures, there are certain rules which have been laid down for the staff to follow in their day-to-day functioning. So in this context, we will be talking about library records. This presentation will cover meaning and relevance of library records. What are the different records in various sections of a library, like acquisition, processing, serial section, circulation section, membership section, automation, management. Now, first of all, it is very important for all of us to know what is the meaning of records. Records are objective evidences of the activities, transactions done, events occurred, and goals achieved. Whenever we work in any office, we follow certain procedures, we develop certain files. In our day-to-day functioning, we have to follow certain steps, and these files, these records are generated in day-to-day functioning while we are following certain steps, while we are following procedures which are in keeping with the goals and objectives of the parent organization. In our case, library is a part of university. Library functions in keeping with the goals of the university. So all the records are related to the functioning of a university. Records are created by organizations in routine day-to-day functioning. As I said, records are generated as we work in our section, as we work in our offices, as we follow different procedures, as we follow different activities. And for following different activities, in the process of conducting those activities, these records are generated. Records may be in the form of accounts, records may be in the form of registers, files, ledgers, cards, letters, etc. And further, since libraries have been automated, they follow automated procedures for their housekeeping operations. Most of the libraries, besides maintaining these records in physical format, they maintain all these records in computers. So this is important for you to know that records exist as accounts, registers, files, ledgers, cards, letters, etc. These are the physical form. At the same time, libraries resort to the use of computers, and records are available in computers, and they are known as soft copies. Now coming to what is the relevance of these library records. Why do we maintain these records? These records, library records, show that work has been done as per the objective and rules of the system. That means, as I said, as I underscored, that work has to be performed according to certain rules and policies which have been laid down. Users or employees or staff cannot start working abruptly or haphazardly as per their wishes. They have to follow certain rules of the office. Then, government money is spent judiciously. These records reflect that government money has been spent judiciously, decisions are taken to improve the system, and these records help in monitoring the progress, efficiency, use and achievements of any unit or any office or any department. These records help in the revision of policies, and these records also support audit requirements. Audit happens at very regular intervals. Departments or government organizations have internal audit and external audit. They raise queries, and then the employees or the staff is supposed to address those queries, and those queries, they have to be corroborated with the records, and they can be corroborated with records only when records are maintained properly in any office. Now, as you know, library is a system. It is a system, and a system comprises very many subsystems. Very many subsystems or units. Library is a unit. It has very many subunits, and all these subunits constitute to form a system. All these subsystems constitute to form a system which is known as library. So these are different sections. These sections are different units of a library, which is a system. So these sections can be called as different units. These sections can be called as different subsystems. So learners, now let us focus on what are the different records maintained in acquisition section. Acquisition section, as you know, it is basically responsible for procuring books. And in this section, we have an accession register. As any item is procured, as any item is bought, as any book or any other document is purchased in the library, it is given a unique number and it is entered in the accession register. And this is very important record, because as library develops, as it procures documents, as it procures different books, all these documents and books are entered in the accession register, and these books, they are known as assets. So accession register is an important record. It maintains all the details of the documents which are being procured by any library. Then these details are maintained in an accession register. Then learners, you must know that library procures books or documents, and it does that after taking into consideration the recommendations of different users. That means books are procured in accordance with the programs which are offered by the university. So books are basically recommended, different titles are being recommended by the users, by the students, by the faculty members. And those recommendations, they are recorded in the section. So this is known as a recommendation file. So basically it is a file which records different recommendations which have been given or which are given by the faculty members. The recommendations are basically for books which will cater to the information or academic or research needs of the students, faculty members and researchers. So accession register, then you have a file of recommendations, and then learners, you must know that the libraries, they have a specified policy, and that is known as book procurement policy. That means there is a policy which library spells, and it is properly defined, and which the staff follows for procuring books. This procurement policy is also an important record. It also specifies what kind of discount library is going to demand for paperback books, for hardbound books, and so on and so forth. So this is an important record. Then further, another important record is list of vendors. That means this is a list which has been approved by the authorities, and the orders are placed with the approved vendors. So this is an important record. Then once the recommendations have been procured, have been received by the faculty members, they are approved, they are discussed and approved. And learners, you must know that library has a library committee. Library committee comprises various deans, chairpersons and rector of the university, and librarian is the convener of this library committee, and all the decisions are taken collectively. All the decisions related to the various affairs of libraries are taken collectively by this library committee. So all these are finalized in the library committee meetings, and all the orders, all the recommendations which are received, they are discussed in the library committee meeting and then finalized as per the availability of budget. And then the recommendations which have been received, orders have to be placed with the vendors for these recommendations. So list of placed orders, that means when library places order with different vendors, that record has to be maintained too. Then we have list of orders received. So library places order, and at times orders are received. At times vendor is not in a position to supply those books. So library has to maintain a proper record of list of orders received and list of orders which are still pending. Then once the books have been received, once the books have been delivered by the vendor, then vendor also provides bills and payment has to be done. So all these bills are maintained. So records of bills which are received, they are maintained in the section, and it's very important. It's an important record. Once the details are recorded in the section, the bills are sent to the management section for further processing. Then learners, you must know that library not only procures books, but it also gets books as donations, it also gets books as gifts, it gets books as complimentary items. So all these things have to be recorded. So record of donations, record of gifts is also important, and it is maintained in the acquisition section. Learners, you must be knowing that as we use books, or as the learners use books, books get worn out, they are damaged in the process of being used. So such books are weeded out. Such books are taken out from the collection, and such record of weeded out books is maintained, so that they can be the data can be updated in the catalog, in the accession register, in the catalog, in the OPAC. Now after the acquisition section, another section which is important is technical processing section. Learners, you must be knowing that in this technical processing section, books are classified, books are catalogued, and then barcode labels are generated, which are pasted on the spines of the books. These are the three activities which are followed in this technical processing section, and various records which are maintained over here in this section are authority file. Authority file, it maintains, it records all the rules and procedures, all the changes which are being followed, or all the details of the local variation which are being followed in the library. So all these details are maintained, details of local variation of the procedures, details of the local variation of the class number, all these things are maintained in the authority file, and this is an important record which is maintained in the technical processing section. Now, as you know, as we process, as we catalog, like catalog cards are maintained. And another important record is shelf list, which is maintained in technical processing section. So catalog cards are maintained, authority file is maintained, catalog cards are maintained, and shelf list is maintained. Most of the libraries have switched to automated systems, so they have stopped making catalog cards, but still there are libraries who are still running in a blended mode, that is, they are maintaining OPAC as well as catalog cards, so they do maintain catalog cards as well. But some libraries, they have given up this card catalog, and they simply depend on OPAC. So as you can see on the screen, you can see that this is a catalog card on the left hand side, and on the right hand side of the screen you can see the cabinet, the catalog cabinet, where all the catalog cards are filed. So after technical processing, we have periodical section. Periodicals are, you must be aware that periodicals are magazines, they are newspapers which have they come out, they are published at a fixed interval, and they have fixed frequency. So in this section too, we have different records. File of recommendations. In this section too, we procure databases, we procure journals, we procure magazines, we procure newspapers as per the recommendation of faculty members and users who may be students or researchers. So we maintain a record of all those recommendations. Then all those recommendations, they are discussed in library committee and then approved. So whatever is being discussed in library committee meetings, that is documented as minutes of the library committee meeting, and they are maintained in the section, as well as approvals which are granted by the rector or vice chancellor of the university. So all approvals are maintained in the section. Then, as it happens in acquisition section, we have a list of approved vendors. Similarly, in periodical section, we have a list of vendors with whom we place orders for magazines, newspapers, online databases, and other documents which we procure. Learners, you must be knowing that library procures print journals as well as online journals and online databases. An online database comprises, or it consists of, individual journals. They collectively constitute a database. So different databases are being subscribed by the library, and library does maintain a record of all those databases. Library subscribes to various newspapers and magazines. It maintains a record of all those newspapers and magazines. And scholarly journals, they are, for example, Nature. They are related to a particular field. They are related to a particular discipline. So they are known as scholarly journals, and library subscribes to those scholarly journals and maintains a list of all those journals. Then when library subscribes to various journals come out, they are delivered at fixed intervals. At times it happens that there are gaps in between. That means the vendor forgets to send supply, or maybe supply is lost in the transit, or that is all those records of missing issues, gaps, overdue, duplicate issues, damaged issues, all these details are maintained in the periodical section. At times there is gap, so staff has to send reminders that particular issue has not been sent. So all these records, all the emails or all the correspondence which is being done with different vendors, all these records are maintained in the library. For future reference, at times there may be requirements from audit party. So all these things are maintained in order to address all the queries which may arise in future. And then library not only periodicals or scholarly journals by paying, it also gets journals as gifts. Sometimes libraries may be having institutional membership of any institute, so in return they also get journals or any bulletin which is being published by that institute. So whatever library gets by by taking institutional membership, so all these records are maintained as well. So as you know, in periodical section we subscribe journals. So whenever they come at different intervals. For example, the frequency may be monthly, maybe bi-monthly. So when the year finishes and the set completes, then loose issues of the journals, they have to be bound. So generally what happens, for some damaged book, libraries do maintain in-house binding, but when there are journals in hundreds, in thousands, they have to be bound. Then what happens, library invites tenders, agents from outside for binding work. So records of binding is maintained. That means which journals will be sent, what will be the specifications which will be provided to the vendor, and so on and so forth. All these records are maintained. And it's very important for you to know that when vendors have to be invited, library cannot do it on its own. Rather, it has to follow a procedure. It has to float a tender. Then tender has to be published through GEM portal, and accordingly all these procedures have to be followed. When all these procedures have to be followed, all relevant document records are maintained in the periodical section. Then, as the collection in library evolves, it is experienced that certain journals are not used by the users. They are no longer required by faculty members. So such journals, their subscription is cancelled. So library also maintains the records of cancelled subscriptions. And besides procuring various physical journals, library also procures online databases, online journals. So in online journals, library has to enter into an agreement with vendor. It has to sign license of usage, and that license or that agreement documents defines what will be the use, what will be the terms and conditions of use. And these documents are very important because they determine how the online journal will be used. So these licenses, agreements with the vendors, they are very important, and they are maintained in the periodical section. Then what the orders which have been placed, the orders which are pending, the orders which will be placed, which need to be placed, all these records are maintained in periodical section. Further, the details of the issues of various scholarly journals, they are maintained in card system, and that card system is popularly known as Cardex. Then after periodical section, there is another important section which is known as circulation section. In circulation section, we maintain records of users, we maintain records of interlibrary loan, files of policies of circulation. That means what are the different policies, what are the borrowing privileges of users, whether user will get 2 book or 3 book, and so on and so forth. For all these, we have policies. Libraries have laid out policies, and all the policies are maintained in circulation section. Further, overdue books, users can reserve books. If the book is issued, they can get it reserved. So all these data, all these details are maintained in circulation section. Then fines are collected from the students from the overdue books, and then they are deposited to the cash section of the university. So all these details are maintained. Membership data, it maintains the details of all registered users, retired users, and the visitors who come for consultation for short term. This section also maintains records of books which have been issued. Then at the entrance, there is a register which is maintained, which circulation section maintains, and this register records the entry of the students who walk in and how long they stay, and when they check out. All these details are maintained in register at the entrance. So most of these things, most of the libraries, they are maintaining registers at the entrance, but some of the libraries have also opted for automated system. That means they no longer maintain these registers. Simply they maintain all these things through library, or since they have automated the library, they are using integrated library management software. All these details are maintained through ILMS. As on the screen, you can see the circulation decks, where you can see there are terminals which are being used. Then this is a very important, you must have used some library, and you must have observed that there is a suggestion box which is kept at the entrance or at the circulation section. And it's important because simply providing services is not enough. Having feedback from the users is very important, because then changes can be made, services can be improved, service system can be evolved. So this suggestion box where users can give their suggestions, can give their recommendations, is also an important record which is maintained in the libraries. Then, as I said, most of the libraries have automated their housekeeping operations, their housekeeping procedures, and they depend upon computers for their day-to-day functioning. And every library has a section which looks after the computers, the servers, or the peripherals of the library. So this automation section, which is known as automation section, it has the responsibility of maintaining, of looking after the hardware, computing hardware and software. So this section maintains the details, the data, the files of servers, their specifications, whether they are under warranty or whether AMC has been granted, annual maintenance contract has been granted to the to the external agencies, details of all the computers which are there in the library, the details of all peripherals, that means all printers, all keyboards, all these data are maintained. Then library uses integrated library management software, and various examples are eGranthalaya, Koha, and so on and so forth. So details are maintained, whether the AMC has been given to some external agency, and AMC, what will he do under AMC, all these things are specified in the agreement. He'll come for updates, he will troubleshoot if any problem is there, and so on and so forth. So all these things are documented, all these things are recorded and maintained in automation section. Then there is one section in every library which manages the whole library, which maintains coordination among the different sections, and that is known as management section. And it has some very important and relevant records. For example, it maintains records about details of human resources. Human resources imply staff and employees. It maintains attendance register. It has leave record of all the employees or of all the staff, because if anybody wants to avail of leave, he has to take permission, he has to fill form, which is, the data is maintained, it is documented. Then service record of various library employees or staff. Service records are maintained in this section. Then library engages housekeeping staff. Then data and their details are maintained in this section. Whether their salaries have been dispersed or not, their leave records and everything is maintained in this management section. Then, as I said, all the books are assets. And similarly, library has physical items like computers, like furniture. These are all assets, library assets. Furniture, book racks, consumable items, non-consumable items which are being used by the library. All these data, all these records are maintained. Data about all these items are maintained in management section. Then, as you know, no institute or no unit can run without finance, so these financial records have tremendous importance. So management section maintains all these financial records. And what are these? Library needs a budget, how much budget has been allocated to it, or if any special grant has been granted, has been given to it, or all these records related to budget are maintained in the management section. And it's very important for the library to it's not only important to maintain the record or the data about the budget which library has received, but it's very important for the library to maintain each and every detail of how that budget has been utilized. So budget utilization records are of tremendous importance. They may be required for addressing any query from audit. record of approvals, because no money can be spent, no budget can be spent without proper approval from the competent authorities. So whatever expenditure has to be done, prior to that, approval is sought from the competent authorities, and that approval is properly maintained. Records of payments. All libraries avail of services of different vendors, for example, book vendor, magazine vendor, newspaper vendor, binders, and when we avail of services, naturally payment has to be done. So all these records of payment done has to be maintained. And when we avail of any service, we float tender. So all these tender documents, they are also maintained in management section. And as I said in the initial phase, that the decisions related to library affairs are taken by a library committee. Library committee comprises deans and chairpersons who collectively take decisions. So all the minutes of the library committee meetings, they are maintained in the management section. And when with use furniture or various other items, they undergo wear and tear, they are no longer useful, they need to be discarded. And library cannot discard things on its own. A proper survey board is constituted. It decides whether the item is no longer useful, whether it can be discarded. So all these meetings, all the decisions are taken in meetings, and all these minutes are documented and maintained. Then library undertakes on very regular basis pest control in order to ward off termites, insects, rodents, and protects the books. So for this too, tender has to be floated and record has to be maintained. So all these records are maintained in the management section of the library. Contracts and agreements with vendors and agencies, these are very important, and they are maintained in management section. Libraries maintain physical files for all these records, but they have also started using computers. So library use integrated library management software, and they use computers. They maintain all the data through computers. There are card catalogs, there are integrated library management software. As you can see on the screen, it's a e-Granthalaya. It's a web OPAC, and anybody can access it and find out what are the books available in the library. And it is a counterpart of card catalog. So learners, today we have talked about library records. What is the importance of library records? What is the relevance? Why do we maintain them? And different sections, which are different subunits of a library unit. What are the different records maintained in different sections? We have also talked about that. So I think you must have benefited from this presentation. Thank you. Thank you very much.